We live in a deep illusion, an illusion of hope, of future, of tomorrow. As man is, he cannot exist without self-deception. Nietzsche says somewhere that man cannot live with the true. He needs dreams, he needs illusions, he needs lies to exist. And Nietzsche is right. As man is, he cannot exist with the truth. This has to be understood very deeply, because without understanding this, there can be no entry into the inquiry which is called yoga. The mind has to be understood deeply, the mind which needs lies, the mind which needs illusions, the mind which cannot exist with the real, the mind which needs dreams. You are not only dreaming in the night, even while awake you are continuously dreaming. You may be looking at me, you may be listening to me, but a dream current continuously goes on within you. The mind is creating dreams, images, fantasies. Now scientists say that a man can live without sleep, but he cannot live without dreams. In the old days it was understood that sleep was a necessity, but now modern research says sleep is not really a necessity. Sleep is needed only so that you can dream. Dreaming is the necessity. If you are allowed to sleep but not allowed to dream, you will not feel fresh, alive, in the morning. You will feel tired, as if you have not been able to sleep at all. In the night there are periods for deep sleep and periods for dreaming. There is a rhythm, just like day and night. There is a rhythm. In the beginning you'd fall into deep sleep for near about 45 minutes, then the dream phase comes in. Then you dream, then again dreamless sleep, then again dreaming. This goes on the whole night. If your sleep is disturbed while you are deeply asleep without dreaming, when you wake in the morning you will not feel that you have missed anything. But if your dream is disturbed while you are dreaming, in the morning you will feel completely tired, exhausted. Now this can be observed from the outside. If someone is sleeping you can judge whether he is dreaming or asleep. If he is dreaming his eyes will be continuously moving, as if he is seeing something with closed eyes. When he is fast asleep the eyes will not move. They will remain steady. So if your sleep is disturbed while your eyes are moving, in the morning you will feel tired. While your eyes are not moving sleep can be disturbed. In the morning you will not feel anything is missing. Many researchers have proved that the human mind feeds on dreams. Dreaming is a necessity. Undreaming is total auto-deception. And this is so not only in the night, while awake also the same pattern follows. Even in the day you can notice that sometimes there will be dreams floating in the mind, sometimes there will be no dreams. When there are dreams you will be doing something but you will be absent. Inside you are occupied. For example, you are here. If your mind is passing through a dream state you will listen to me without listening at all, because your mind will be occupied within. You can only listen to me if you are not in a dreaming state. Day and night, mind goes on moving from no dream to dream, then from dream to no dream again. This is an inner rhythm. Not only do we continuously dream, in life also we project hopes into the future. The present is almost always a hell. You can endure this hell only because of the hope that you have projected into the future. You can live today because of tomorrow. You are hoping something is going to happen tomorrow. The doors of paradise will open tomorrow. They never open today, and when tomorrow comes it will not come as tomorrow, it will come as today. But by that time your mind has moved again. You go on moving ahead of yourself. This is what dreaming means. You are not one with the real, that which is nearby, that which is here and now. You are somewhere else, moving ahead, jumping ahead. You have named that tomorrow, that future, in many ways. Some people call it heaven, some people call it moksha, but it is always in the future. Somebody is thinking in terms of wealth, but that wealth is going to be in the future. And somebody is thinking in terms of paradise, and that paradise is going to be after you are dead, far away in the future. You waste your present for that which is not. This is what dreaming means. You cannot be here and now. To be just in the moment seems to be arduous. You can be in the past, because again that is dreaming, memories, remembrance of things which are no more, or you can be in the future, which is projection, which again is creating something out of the past. The future is nothing but the past projected again. It may be more colorful, more beautiful, more pleasant, but it is the past refined. You cannot think anything other than the past. The future is nothing but the past projected again. Future and past are not. The present is, but you are never in the present. This is what dreaming means. Nietzsche is right when he says that man cannot live with the truth. He needs lies, he lives through lies. Nietzsche says that we go on saying that we want the truth, but no one wants it. Our so-called truths are nothing but lies, beautiful lies. No one is ready to see the naked reality. This mind cannot enter on the path of yoga because yoga is a methodology to reveal the truth. Yoga is a method to come to a non-dreaming mind. Yoga is the science to be in the here and now. Yoga means that now you are ready not to move into the future. Yoga means now you are ready not to hope, not to jump ahead of your being. Yoga means to encounter the reality as it is. One can enter yoga, or the path of yoga, only when he is totally frustrated with his own mind as it is. If you are still hoping that you can gain something through your mind, yoga is not for you. A total frustration is needed. The revelation that the mind which projects is futile, the mind that hopes is nonsense, it leads nowhere. It simply closes your eyes, it intoxicates you, it never allows reality to be revealed to you. It protects you against reality. Your mind is a drug. It is against that which is. So you can enter on the path only if you are totally frustrated with your mind, with your way of being, with the way you have existed up to now, and you can drop it unconditionally. Many become interested but very few enter, because that interest may be just because of the mind. You may be hoping that now, through yoga, you may gain something. The achieving motive is there with the hope that you may become perfect through yoga, you may reach to the blissful state of perfect being, that you may become one with the Brahman, that you may achieve the Satchitananda. This may be why you are interested in yoga. If this is the cause, then there can be no meeting between you and the path which is yoga. Then you are totally against it, moving in a totally opposite dimension. Yoga means, now no hope, now no future, now no desires. But I am ready to know what is. I am not interested in what can be, what should be, what ought to be. I am not interested. I am interested only in that which is. Because only the real can free you, only the reality can become liberation. Total despair is needed. That despair Buddha called dukkha. If you are really in misery, don't hope, because your hope will only prolong the misery. Your hope is a drug. It can help you to continue, but where are you moving? It will help you to reach only death and nowhere else. All your hopes can lead you only to death. They are leading. Become totally hopeless. No future, no hope. It is difficult. It needs courage to face the real. But such a moment comes to everyone, sometime or other. A moment comes to every human being when he feels total hopelessness. Absolute meaninglessness happens to him. When he becomes aware that whatsoever he is doing is useless, wheresoever he is going to nowhere, and all life is meaningless, then hopes drop. Future drops, and for the first time he is in tune with the present, for the first time he is face to face with reality. Unless this moment comes to you, you can go on doing asanas, postures, but that is not yoga. Yoga is an inward turning, a total about turn. When you are not moving into the future, not moving towards the past, then you start moving within yourself, because your being is here and now, it is not in the future. You are present here and now, you can enter this reality. But then mind has to be here. This moment is indicated by the first sutra of Patanjali. Before we talk about the first sutra, a few other things have to be understood. Yoga is not a religion, remember that. Yoga is not Hindu, it is not Mohammedan. Yoga is a pure science just like mathematics, physics or chemistry. Physics is not Christian, physics is not Buddhist. Christians may have discovered the laws of physics, but physics is not Christian. It is just accidental that Christians have come to discover the laws of physics. Physics remains just a science. Yoga is a science. It is just accidental that Hindus discovered it. It is not Hindu. It is pure mathematics of the inner being. A Mohammedan can be a yogi, a Christian can be a yogi, a Jaina, a Buddhist can be a yogi. Yoga is pure science. And Patanjali is the greatest name in the world of yoga. This man is rare. There is no other name comparable to Patanjali. For the first time in the history of humanity, this man brought religion to the state of science. He made religion a science. A religion of pure laws. No belief is needed. So-called religions need beliefs. There is no other difference between one religion and another except the difference of beliefs. A Mohammedan has certain beliefs, a Hindu certain others, a Christian certain others. The differences of beliefs. Yoga has nothing as far as belief is concerned. Yoga doesn't say to believe in anything. Yoga says to experience. Just as science says to experiment, yoga says to experience. Experiment and experience are both the same. Their directions are different. Experiment means there is something you can do outside. Experience means there is something you can do inside. Experience is an inner experiment. Science says, don't believe, doubt as much as you can, but also, don't disbelieve, because disbelief is again a sort of belief. You can believe in God, you can believe in the concept of no God. You can say that God exists with a fanatic attitude, and you can say quite the reverse, that God exists not, with the same fanaticism. Atheists, theists, are all believers, and belief is not the realm of science. Science means to experience something, that which is. No belief is needed. The second thing to remember is that yoga is existential, experiential, experimental. No belief is required, no faith is needed. Only the courage to experience is needed, and that is what is lacking. You can believe easily because in belief you are not going to be transformed. Belief is something added to you, something superficial. Your being is not changed, you are not passing through some mutation. You may be a Hindu one day and become a Christian the next day, simply by changing the Gita for a Bible. You can change it for a Quran, but the man who was holding the Gita and is now holding the Bible remains the same. He has just changed his beliefs. Beliefs are like clothes. Nothing substantial is transformed, you remain the same. Dissect a Hindu, dissect a Mohammedan, inside they are the same. The Hindu goes to a temple, the Mohammedan hates the temple. The Mohammedan goes to the mosque and the Hindu hates the mosque, but inside they are the same human beings. Belief is easy because you are not really required to do anything, just a superficial dressing, a decoration, something which you can put aside any moment you like. Yoga is not belief. That's why it is difficult, arduous, sometimes it seems impossible. It is an existential approach. You will come to the truth not through belief but through your own experience, through your own realization. That means you will have to be totally changed. Your viewpoints, your way of life, your mind, your psyche as it is has to be shattered completely. Something new has to be created. Only with that new will you come in contact with the reality. Yoga is both a death and a new life. As you are you will have to die, and unless you die the new cannot be born. The new is hidden in you. You are just a seed for it, and the seed must fall down, be absorbed by the earth. The seed must die, only then will the new rise out of you. Your death will become your new life. Yoga is both a death and a new birth. Unless you are ready to die you cannot be reborn. So it is not a question of changing beliefs. Yoga is not a philosophy. I say it is not a religion, and I say it is not a philosophy. It is not something you can think about. It is something you will have to be. Thinking won't do. Thinking goes on in your head. It is not really deep into the roots of your being. It is not your totality. It is just a part, a functional part. It can be trained and you can argue logically, you can think rationally, but your heart will remain the same. Your heart is your deepest center, your head is just a branch. You can be without the head, but you cannot be without the heart. Your head is not basic. Yoga is concerned with your total being, with your roots. It is not philosophical. So with Patanjali we will not be thinking, speculating. With Patanjali we will be trying to know the ultimate laws of being, the laws for its transformation, the laws of how to die and how to be reborn again, the laws for a new order of being. That is why I call it a science. Patanjali is rare. He is an enlightened person like Buddha, like Krishna, like Christ, like Mahavira, Muhammad, Zarathustra, but he is different in one way. Buddha, Krishna, Mahavira, Zarathustra, Muhammad, none of them has a scientific attitude. They are great founders of religions. They have changed the whole pattern of the human mind and its structure, but their approach is not scientific. Patanjali is like an Einstein in the world of Buddhas. He is a phenomenon. He could easily have been a Nobel Prize winner like an Einstein or Bohr or Max Planck or Heisenberg. He has the same attitude, the same approach as a rigorous, scientific mind. He is not a poet. Krishna is a poet. He is not a moralist. Mahavira is a moralist. Patanjali is basically a scientist who is thinking in terms of laws. And he has come to deduce absolute laws of the human being, the ultimate working structure of the human mind and of reality. If you follow Patanjali you will come to know that he is as exact as any mathematical formula. Simply do what he says and the result will happen. The result is bound to happen. It is just like 2 + 2 = 4 or like heating water to 100 degrees causes it to evaporate. No belief is needed. You simply do it and know. It is something to be done and known. That's why I say there's no comparison. Never has another man like Patanjali existed on this earth. You can find poetry in Buddha's utterances. It is bound to be there. Many times while Buddha is expressing himself he becomes poetic. The realm of ecstasy, the realm of ultimate knowing is so beautiful, the temptation is strong to become poetic, the beauty is such, the benediction is such, the bliss is such that one starts talking in poetic language. But Patanjali resists that. It is very difficult to resist, no one else has been able to. Jesus, Krishna, Buddha all became poetic. When the splendor, the beauty, explode within you, you will start dancing, you will start singing. In that state you are just like a lover who has fallen in love with the whole universe. Patanjali resists that. He will not use poetry. He will not even use a single poetic symbol. He will not do anything with poetry. He will not talk in terms of beauty. He will talk in terms of mathematics. He will be exact. He will give you maxims, but those maxims are just indications of what is to be done. He will not explode into ecstasy. He will not say things that cannot be said. He will not try the impossible. He will just put down the foundation, and if you follow the foundation you will reach the peak which is beyond. He is a rigorous mathematician, remember this.